Library Corner.
Indeed, it is, Captain Steve, and we have with us this week Anne Mangano. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
And you can put those headphones on if you like.
Thank you.
She is the most recent library director, and you just got appointed. You appointed library director. How does that work?
Yes. So the library is overseen by a board of trustees. The board of trustees is appointed by the city council, and they are the ones who appointed me library director.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, have you been working for the Iowa City Public Library for a while?
For a long time.
Okay.
So in January was my 18th anniversary at the Iowa City Public
okay.
Library.
So you're not unfamiliar with the surroundings.
No, I started out as a part-time librarian in 2008, and I've worked my way up for about 12 years before I became the library director.
Mm-hmm.
I was the head of collection services, which just buys the books and catalogs them. And
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, that was the best job. It was a dream job.
You get to spend other people's money.
Yes, you do. But hopefully on things that everybody wanted in the community.
And what criteria do you use to buy books? Do you go by what, like the public? Do they ever say, hey, this book's coming out, can you get that for us, or something like that?
Yeah, that's one way. So we take purchase suggestions at the library, and we look at them and kind of decide if the whole community is going to be interested in that.
If it's a broad appeal.
Because there's only a certain amount of money to go around.
Yes.
But we read reviews. We look at how books performed in the past. So if we have James Patterson, which we do, and we have 10 copies, and we need those 10 copies all the time, that's how we kind of decide how many copies we need in the future.
So obviously you're kind of passionate about the library, having been there almost 20 years.
Oh, yes.
Is there any specific things that you like about being a librarian?
Yes, I will say one thing about the Iowa City Public Library, which makes it so special, is it's used. Like the community, the community loves this library, and I just don't see anything like it or at any other libraries that I've been at. And a couple of the statistics that I just think are fantastic is that we have the most use of a collection in the state. So on average, 16 books are checked out by each person in the Iowa City community. I mean, usually it might mean that I'm checking out 200 and maybe you're checking out zero, but on average.
Well, I was there over the summer, and I live in Coralville, so I frequent their library, but I had some time. There was an event coming up that I thought, if I don't get there early enough, I'm not going to find a parking spot because there was a bunch of stuff going on downtown. So I'm like, I'll spend an hour at the library. Yeah. And so I went through the music stacks and checked out a bunch of stuff and a few books, and I had time before my event started, so I just sat in the lounge there and one of the many couches and chairs and just sat and read.
Yeah, it's a great place to just be.
I wasn't the only one there. There's a bunch of people doing the same thing, and it's neat to see the traffic in and out of there. It's students, it's retirees, it's a real mix of people going in and out of the library.
Yeah, we have the most visits per library facility in the state too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now you guys are working on a new strategic plan. When you think of libraries, you don't think of stuff like that, but every entity has to have a plan moving forward. And obviously you guys have adapted with the times. You've embraced technology, and you're on all these different platforms, and you have digital books and ways to take advantage of the services, whether it be the computers or anything in there. What do you have a vision, or what's the library's vision for the years coming up?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we live in time, and this is always the case, but I feel like it's accelerated now, is what is the future going to be, just in general, regardless of what the future is going to be for the library. And the library's always had a history of responding to community needs. And so the short-term vision is we need to go into the community and we need to ask people what they think that the library needs to do right now, and then 5, 10, 15 years from now. And so we're looking at our space of the building is 20 years old. And one of the things I would advise people to do is, if you're going to go to a children's program on a weekend or on Wednesday mornings, you want to get there early too, because even our meeting room facilities where the story times are held are packed. And
that's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have, but we don't want to turn people away. And so that's one of the things that we're looking at the building. Do we have adequate space for our programs? Our collections are changing. What footprint do they have? We have over 2 million people used our computers since we opened in 2004, that specific building. The furniture is really well used and loved.
Yes.
It is loved. And so in the next year, we'll be looking at carpeting and repurchasing some new furniture.
And as we all know, that ain't cheap.
No, it is not. And so we're looking at what will be durable and flexible if we need to change things around to respond. And aside that is just going out into the community, asking them what their perceptions of the library are, and making sure that when we build that strategic plan that we're responding to actual needs.
Speaking of space, do you guys rotate your collections, in and out? Because you obviously you have a room on the second floor where you sell used books. So you try to keep a steady level of inventory as far as books in the library.
Yeah, it's kind of a books come in, books go out,
and it's not first in, first out. It's least loved to most loved.
Exactly.
Kind of. Yeah.
So I think, or overly loved in the case of things that are broken or
and as you
destroyed.
said before, like when James Patterson and
Right.
you order 15 copies of it, and 10 years later you don't need 15 copies anymore. You maybe only need 3.
Exactly. And so the same way that we have criteria to purchase books, we have criteria to say, well, we're going to say goodbye to this one. And the best way for us to say goodbye is to sell them at the bookend. And then that benefits the Friends Foundation, which in turn benefits the library.
And you've got a book sale coming up, next weekend?
Yes, it's February 27th and 28th. So Friday from 5:30 to 7:30, Meeting Room A, huge book sale. And then there'll be Saturday 10 to 3 as well.
Now, the last time I went to one, it was a pay what you wanted.
Yeah.
What a great idea that is. And I kind of felt guilty because I probably would have given you less money if they were all priced.
Right.
But you're like, I got such great deals on these. I better don't keep the change. Because you think about when you go to like the Shelter House book sale, how much they charge for books and how you guys charge upstairs, and I'm like, this is a good deal. You're getting these really cool books, and that's another thing you have to do in your own personal library is, least loved and,
right.
or I've already read this 3 times. Let's share it with somebody else, kind of a deal.
Yep.
So I can add to my library.
And when you feel that way about your own personal library, you can bring those books to the library and we will sell them and they will benefit the library.
So, and then you guys have the One Book, Two Book Festival coming up this weekend as well.
Yes, the City of Literature is putting on a One Book, Two Book Festival. You can find all the events at Film Scene. The children's staff are putting on a story time, and you can meet Clifford and Frog and Toad.
This is a big event, and it's so neat to see young authors or young writers, I should put it that, getting a chance to showcase their talents. And years past, they've had, children's authors and, listening and judging these young kids and just being blown away by their talents.
Yeah, on Sunday at at noon, at McBride Hall at the university, that's the Write Out Loud contest, and you can read or you can listen to young authors read their stories.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you got a great staff there, of course. You got Manny, who's here recording and making sure that everybody's behaving.
I'm doing very well.
And of course, words can't describe the value that Sam Helmick brings to the library. She is the president of the American Library Association?
The American Library Association, and that is a big deal for a Iowa librarian.
Well, you bet, and she's been invited for a big legislative session or big convention down south coming up in a couple of months, and I follow her on social media, and it's always, I'm in an airport or in an airport lounge, and I'm in this city, I'm in this country, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible opportunity, but if anybody deserves it, Sam does, because the wealth of knowledge and expertise that they bring is just amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously, your library staff is filled with people like you that have been there for years, and that says a lot about the way the system's set up, because if you've got a lot of turnover, something's wrong.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the community loving the library, that we are able to attract an excellent staff that wants to respond to those needs. And I am delighted by the people every day. They challenge me. And I think we challenge each other to provide the best library service that we can provide to the community.
And there's so many things happening. You know, these meeting rooms are used for all kinds of different things. Do you get a chance to take advantage of some of the activities that are going on in those rooms?
Yes.
You know, sometimes you're so boggled down with your actual work that you don't get to experience the cool stuff.
Right. Even tomorrow. So tomorrow we're working with X Marks the Arts for Free Week.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, and tomorrow in Meeting Room A, you will be able to do Paint and Listen. We'll have paint by numbers for all ages. And you can sit and relax and listen to music by Casey Maynard, one of our children's librarians, who is just a very talented musician. And and that is one of my favorite programs. We did it last year, and there were people painting and dancing, and it's just joy in the middle of February.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, and we were joking about this earlier in the office here. You know, how dare Mother Nature? You know, they give us 65 degrees on Monday, and we're supposed to get snow tonight.
I know.
So
warm yourself up at the library.
There you go. And it is a great resource, and you go to the website icpl.org, right?
Yep, yeah, icpl.org.
You get the bookmobile schedule, which that's another thing. You know, you think back in the day, bookmobiles were just, you know, panel vans with a couple of books in them, and you know now it's a whole resource.
Mm-hmm. It has collections. You can go on Wi-Fi. You can request anything from the downtown library, and you can pick it up on the bookmobile.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, Anne, congratulations. Very nice formally meeting you because I've seen you in the library before. And good luck when you're in the upcoming years as the director of the Iowa City Public Library.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We're here to woke you up. The mighty 1630 KCJJ.